Hello, this is Joseph Patel from the Patella Law Group, and in this video we're going to be going over fixed fee agreements. So in a fixed fee agreement, there are a few different circumstances where our law offices in fact make a flat fee, meaning you only pay one amount for the work that we're going to perform. Examples of this are for landlords, eviction cases. Um, Also, we do bankruptcies on a fixed fee agreement. We also file simple LLCs if you do need, corporations, LLCs that are much more in depth. We would be giving you an hourly fee agreement, but for certain circumstances, we do offer these fixed fee agreements to keep costs down for our clients and to also know what the full extent of their charges will be. One of the first important things in here would be your name and address. Make sure that this is all correct. And right here, all of this pertaining to, this is the subject matter. This is what you're paying us for. This is what we will be doing. The importance of this is because many times people hire us for a particular matter. Here in this example, we're discussing an eviction case. In that case, many other things can come up. Maybe the tenant has called the police. Maybe the tenant has filed a restraining order against you. Maybe the tenant has contacted the Board of Health and you're having issues with the Board of Health for the particular city you live in. It's important to understand when you've hired a law firm on a fixed fee agreement, we will not be dealing with anything other than the very specific work that you hired us for. But if you do need representation in other matters, in other situations that pertain to the same subject matter, we certainly can help you, but that would require the signing of a different fee agreement, and that's usually going to be an hourly fee agreement to deal with anything else that comes up. So, as we said, in an eviction case, there are other things that do come up, as in if there are motions filed against you, if once you've won, after you've won, some clients feel that the attorney is also going to collect the back rent from them. That is not the situation here. We get you right up to judgment or settlement, and then at that point, as soon as the judgment or settlement has been reached, our representation of that particular matter, in this particular case, an eviction, is over. It is terminated and no more work will be provided once we get you to judgment or settlement. But it's important to read in here the subject matter, because the subject matter on flat fee cases will always discuss if there are any fees included. In this situation, for an eviction, for our flat fee clients, we actually provide the filing fee and the service of the notice to quit and the service of the summons. This is done by constable or sheriff. We will pay for that through this, so you do not incur those costs. Things that are excluded, meaning if this happens during your case, the flat fee will not cover these. So if your tenant were to file motions against you, if you needed to answer any motions, if there are any appeals, so if they attempt to appeal the judgment against you, this does not cover that. If there are any settlement or judgment enforcement, this does not cover that. Post-judgment, so essentially if they're not keeping up to the judgment from the court or a settlement agreement, we don't actually go after them for that. We certainly will help you in that and guide you and direct you, but it's important to understand many things can happen after a settlement or judgment in many different cases. But on a flat fee case, our representation is limited right up to judgment or settlement. We certainly will help you in those cases, but that would be signing a separate and individual retainer agreement on that matter. As state here, all will require an additional retainer agreement. Essentially, if it's not included right here, you're going to pay more if it's another thing on top of it, simply because these are fixed fee cases and we like to be able to offer our clients a low cost alternative to full blown litigation, but we also must maintain a certain amount of discretion on what situations will be actually handled during that representation. So we have already gone over the subject matter. That is what we're going to be doing. The fees, this will discovering the fees and what that will be. Over here will be the actual flat fee amount. In this case, at the filming of this particular video, it's $1,500 for a standard eviction. There are also, if the client, the next section pertains to responsibilities and termination of services. Essentially, if our services are terminated and there are any unfinished bills to be paid, they in fact must be paid. That's essentially that. Also, the termination fees. Once we've started your case, if anything moving forward, once we've started, let's say we file a notice to quit and the person moves out. Yes, we haven't gone through the whole process, but you essentially got what you paid for, so we do not refund money. If during the middle of the service, let's say for some reason, I don't even remember the last time this ever happening on an eviction case, but the client wants to terminate service, you still are required to pay all of the fees that were obtained, that were worked for by the law firm. And there is a breakdown of what hourly fees are billed per what member of the law firm is actually working on your case. The next section, the no guaranteed results. This is incredibly important. It is important to understand that never in your initial consultation or during our representation of you do any of the attorneys or staff of Patella Law Group ever make any type of guarantee. In fact, no attorney should make any type of guarantee, and it is in fact a breach of our ethical rules of professional responsibility. As all cases are different, all facts are different, therefore there's no possible way where any attorney can actually guarantee anything. That cannot be stressed enough. We might provide you our opinion on your success or failure in the particular case that we're handling for you, but it's critical to understand that there are no guarantees, absolutely none. In a situation, let's say that the judge, in fact, in the judgment does provide for attorney's fees to be repaid to the landlord, this section does in fact cover that. And the final section is stating that this is the complete agreement and understanding, meaning that if you feel that there was anything said outside of this agreement, it does not pertain to this agreement. So no oral representations made by any member of the staff of Patella Law Group has any bearing. Everything that pertains to our representation of you is enumerated on this attorney-client retainer agreement. So many people feel, oh, well, I thought you said X, I thought you said Y. If it's not in this agreement, it does not count. That's why it's critical that all clients read these agreements fully. And if you have any questions, please speak to the attorney that's assigned to your particular case. Also, once you actually sign this, you are stating that you have fully read and understood this and that you're agreeing. Some people come after the fact and stated, I didn't know X, I didn't know Z, I didn't know Y. That's what these agreements are for. These are contracts. So when we first start representation of you, it is critical for you to go from the beginning to the end of this contract and ask your attorney assigned to your case that those questions that you may have are answered. And also, no member of our staff that is not an attorney is able to provide answers to these questions. Please do not ask our paralegals, legal aides, or reception about your client retainer agreement. Only the attorney signing your particular agreement is afforded the luxury of actually answering questions on their agreement. That's due to the fact that it is their ethical responsibility. The actual attorney signing, in this case the attorney would have been me, but it's important that you speak to the attorney that's signature. I do not, even though I own a law firm, I do not sign every agreement. So generally in this section here, there would be another attorney. Please speak to that attorney if you do have any questions on your retainer agreement. Also, if you have any other questions, always please direct that to the attorney, or if you cannot reach your attorney, you may contact one of the staff, one of the paralegals or legal aides, or please contact our office manager, and she will be able to handle any questions you may have. Thank you. This is Attorney Joseph Patel from the Patella Law Group, and this was Fixed Fee Agreements at the Patella Law Group. Thank you and have a good day.
If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the notification bell to get future videos that we'll be putting out. And please share our content on social media.